The actual name of this article is Steps You Can Take to Reduce the Risk of Behavioral Error by Charles Rotblut and Daniel Crosby, American Association of Individual Investors, which is a great newsletter to get, guys, January 2019. Research shows that a third of people who think they've beaten the market have actually underperformed the market by 5%. Another quarter of people, or another 25%, who think they've beaten the market underperform by 15%. That means that 58% of us underperform the market by 5 to 15% per year. That's awful. They say overconfidence is the problem. Overconfidence can destroy your investment returns. Men versus women. Women are much less confident in terms of measures of investor confidence. They don't think they know what they're doing at the same level that men do. Yet, women outperform men in every conceivable way. I say not just financial, but they're talking financial here. They're less prone to going to cash. They're more likely to stay the course. They're better at weighing probability than men. Author says, I get approached by do-it-yourself investors fairly consistently who say, hey, I have a large allocation of XYZ individual equity. What do you think about it? Well, here is the evidence. He says he responds by saying the average stock has a catastrophic loss sometime. More than half of the stocks on the market suffer losses of 75% or greater. On average, I think your precious holding is going to crash and burn. And that's the long-term average. Small cap stocks in particular, and a lot of large caps also fail. He goes on to say only about a quarter of stocks have accounted for nearly 100% of the market's gains. And that changes each year, but a small percentage go way up and cover the rest of them. Very few stocks carry the S&P each year. Fully 50% of stocks have fallen to near zero at some time. Another quarter have showed no gain over many years. He goes on to say it's understanding probabilities like this that leads you to acts of humility like diversification. For me, the author, diversification is the ultimate nod to low ego and is the way that we can say, I have no idea what's going on in the market. One of my recent videos shows that 90% of my investments are in Vanguard target date funds. They're about as easy as you can get. They're a mix of large cap US and foreign stocks and bonds from both the US and foreign. In other words, I'm buying everything and just letting it sit there. How am I doing? Fine. Finally, they go into traumatic brain injury studies. This is interesting. We see that people with damage to the emotional processing centers of their brains have a hard time making basic decisions. They have a hard time picking out which suit to wear or what flavor of ice cream to have. Yet they make very good investors and are really good gamblers. They have zero confidence in the financial arena, yet do extremely well. Emotion and confidence seem to be the enemy of good investment decision making. While there are some people who would suggest that you tap into your emotions almost as a sixth sense or premonition about what's going to happen, I have not been able to find a single thread to support that in the literature. So bottom line, we see that people with brain injuries are better investors than the average male investor, especially confident male investors. Okay, I'm really cold now. I'm going inside. Say hi, Toby. He doesn't like coming outside, do you? It's cold out here. Let's go inside. Okay.